Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the managing director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. As we sit sort of at the twilight of this harrowing ordeal we've gone through here in Thailand, now been, probably by the time this video airs, I think it definitely will be a full 2 years since the promulgation of the emergency decree back in March of 2020. And we have seen lockdowns, we've seen the devastating impact on the economy, we've seen all sorts of things we probably didn't really want to see. And it sort of begs the question, did this, was this a good idea, basically, or did this work, is another way of looking at it. And so the reason for making this video is I recently came upon a study done by Johns Hopkins University. We'll go ahead and put this up on screen. And it's titled A Literature Review and Meta-Analysis of the Effects of Lockdowns on COVID-19 Mortality. And let's be clear, Johns Hopkins University. Okay, this isn't Bob's Bait and Tackle and Meta-Analysis University. This is Johns Hopkins. It's where most of the, thus far, best data I've ever found on this whole thing has existed. Again, a literature review and meta-analysis of the effects of lockdowns on COVID-19 mortality, and this is at sites.krieger.jhu.edu. We'll go ahead and stick this up on screen so you can see it. I just wanted to go through a few quotes from this, just lifted directly from this. While this meta-analysis concludes that lockdowns have had little to no public health effects, they have imposed enormous economic and social costs where they have been adopted. Another quote, lockdowns have had little to no effect on COVID-19 mortality, unquote. Quote, specific non-pharmaceutical intervention, NPI, studies also find no broad-based evidence of noticeable effects on COVID-19 mortality, unquote. Quote, our meta-analysis fails to confirm that lockdowns have had a large, significant effect on mortality rates, unquote. And then, so just sort of, when they were comparing quote, lockdowns versus no lockdowns, face masks, closing non-essential businesses, border closures, school closures, and limiting gatherings. Quote, this is me talking, there was, quote, no broad-based evidence of noticeable effects on COVID-19 mortality, unquote. So to my mind, this pretty well sums up a lot of what we've been looking at regarding lockdowns generally. And as they even mention in here specifically, no lockdown, face masks, closing non-essential businesses, border closures, school closures, and limiting gatherings. When they looked at all this stuff, there doesn't appear, according to them, at Johns Hopkins University, and you can look at, as I said, we'll put that on screen, you can look at the folks that went ahead and did this study. It does not appear that there was any appreciable impact from all of this. So again, it begs the question, what's done is done. I'm not going to get into that. But let's really not even just reconsider. I think we should all just maybe sit down and say, let's never do a lockdown again. It's not really doing any good for what it's purported to be doing any good for. And secondly, it has a tremendously negative impact on the economy. So hopefully moving forward, I pray that in my lifetime I never see these circumstances come to pass again.